Let's hit the second quarter here. Sterling with the basketball to begin. And the three in the left corner is an air ball by Shala, but it's taken away by Axel Henry as Sterling resets. Here's a jump pass from Chavez, left corner to Axel Henry. Steps in from 12, and that's around and no good. And another rebound taken by Colton Shala, but he threw it away into the hands of Trent Mount. First turnover for Sterling. Mount on the outside left will set the lineup. Mount, Dunker, Perry, along with Ben Brown and Adrian Lopez. And none of the starters, Ron, except Riley Schaefer in for Sterling. That's how deep this team is.
Yes.
Up 24-10, and then Brown threw it away. Terrible pass. Intercepted over there on the left side. Here's Henry all the way. Banks scores, and a foul on Brown. Bad play by Brown on both ends. Obviously, it's a tough team to defend in Sterling, and it's tough to score on them. And the Tigers now lead 26-10 as Henry scores for the first time in the game.
Well, you're going to have to pretty much play a flawless game like we talked about just to even stay in it. Anytime you get a shot like at the end of the first quarter, they got to be able to take advantage of that. Those points are definitely going to be hard to come by. They've got to get them every time they get a chance.
The Henry free throws a line drive, and it's good. And the Tigers lead the B-Diggers 27-10. Ron, if you're a B-Digger fan, you're a little bit nervous right now because you're down by 17, less than a minute into the second quarter, and this is reeking of blowout right now. Here is Lopez for Brush on the outside left to Corbin Massey, who made a huge contribution. He was the player of the game on Friday night despite the loss. Straight away to Lopez. Lopez, long three, and he bricked it off to the right. He hustles for the rebound, tries to save it in, cannot, goes into the bench. But I'd say since Adrian Lopez got into the lineup for the first time against Yuma, not that others don't hustle, but he's laid his body out there several times.
He's hustled. He's taking advantage of every opportunity he gets out there to play.
With the basketballs, Isaac Harris, excellent athlete in the right corner. Bodie Hume steps to his left. He's back into the game. Long pass for Henry. Henry to Hume, right side. Look at the spacing. Cross-court pass is taken by Shala. Shala against Massey. Swings it left side for Henry. Guarded closely by Perry. Jump pass right wing. Wide open Hume three, and he books it in. Wow.
No answer for the three-point shot.
Well, that's 7 threes, yeah.
There's just no answer.
Sterling 30, Brush 10. Massey the other way for Brush. Back out to Lopez. Near the top, here's Ben Brown. Crossover dribble, left wing for Massey behind the three-point line. At the free throw line, 15-footer. Bricked it, and the rebound is into the hands of Axel Henry. Here comes Sterling the other way. That's Henry with the basketball. His runner is up and off to the right, and the putback is up and in by Hume, as it was actually Shala that grabbed the rebound. Hume scores. Hume has 5 points in 2 possessions. It's 32-10 Sterling with 5:53 to go here in the opening half. And here's Trent Mount the other way for Brush. But the B-Diggers only have 3 turnovers. It's just that they cannot rebound against this team. Lopez on the outside left. Crossover dribble left of the lane, left corner. T-Money 3, and that's no good. And that's a third rebound for Colton Shala. Let's see if Sterling goes into that half-court offense. Here's Bodie Hume. He lost the basketball, taken away by Massey. Nice defense by the B-Diggers, and we've got a tie-up. Massey couldn't get rid of the basketball. Possession arrow, Brush.
Yeah, with Hume underneath the basket, I mean, he's 6'4", and with his arm reach, I mean, he's a good, 2 feet over everybody else, so it makes it very easy to pull down a rebound. You have got to get position on him if you're going to have any success under the basket.
Back into the game is Wade Kellogg. That's another dose of trouble for Brush, down by 22 with 5:22 to go in the second quarter. You know what this reminds me of, Ron? I hate to say it. You know which game we're talking about,
yes.
Right? Here is Ryan Resurrection Christian.
Game we went off the air.
Ben Brown near the top to Lopez. Maybe we should have done that twice here. Lopez with the basketball. Crossover dribble right of the lane. Leans, banks, and he missed it. Boy, it's a good shot, but he gets it right back. Brown straight away 3, and that's off the back of the rim. And going high for the rebound is Mike Chavez. Here comes Sterling the other way, leading by 22 with 4:49 to go. Before the break, dribbling left side is Kellogg. Lost it and got it right back. Swings it cross-court and over the left hand of his teammate over there for Sterling, and that would be Jason Frank making his first appearance. That goes out of bounds, and for the Tigers, it is their third turnover. And matches Brush's total. Dunker to Lopez on the outside right. Near the top of the three-point circle, Brown dribbles to his left, crossover dribble on the right wing to Massey behind the three-point line. Back near the top of the three-point line to Dunker, crossover dribble. Backs up, can't take that 3. Now to Lopez, he'll take a long 3. Yes, Adrian Lopez. I mean, it was a long 3, but the B-Diggers hadn't scored in the quarter.
Yep.
Now they finally do. Here's Hume the other way to Kellogg. Back out on the outside right to Harris. In the right corner to Chavez. Chavez looking for the cutter. Can't get it to Hume. Swings it left side now to Kellogg. Straight away to Hume. Hume into the lane. Jump pass. Right baseline. Shot is around and no good. It's missed by Frank. The tip by Hume. No good. And now we got a tie-up. And that will be possession arrow Sterling. It's pointing in their direction. And Marcus Contreras will check in for the Beat-Diggers. But here comes Carter Keel with the 5 threes in the opening quarter along with Christian Rose. So they've got... they got 4 of the 5 starters back in. T-Money replaces Adrian Lopez.
Yeah, no rest for Brush. The pressure's constantly on him.
Yeah, this is rough. Kellogg to throw it in. Lobbing in the back court. Over there to Carter Keel. That's legal. It's not over and back. Over to Rose on the outside left. Near the top to Kellogg. He'll take the 3. Book it. Wade Kellogg has given Sterling a 35-13 lead. Ron, this is incredible. Right baseline, Dunker underneath the basket, straight away. Trent Mount 3, and that's in and out. And Jason Frank goes high for the rebound. On the outlet pass, right baseline to Rose. Rose looking down low, now to Frank. Little 15-footer, almost everybody can shoot. He didn't make that one. In and out, Trent Mount grabs Brush's 4th rebound. That's it, they're getting beat on the boards. Behind the back pass by Massey over to Guzman. Outside right to Mount, pulls up, and his shot is missed on the right side. And the rebound is into the hands of Carter Keel. That's his first. Wade Kellogg straight away. Beat-Diggers are not cutting him off. Wide open. Keel won't take the 3. Dribbles into the lane. Jump pass to Frank. His little 8-footers around it. No good. And over the back went Christian Rose of Sterling. And that's his 2nd foul.
Well, if you're Brush, you want to let Christian Frank shoot the basketball. Leave him open. Let him shoot the ball because so far he hasn't been able to sink it. A 6'4" guy there, but you definitely can see that he's not quite as physical as Hume is.
Yeah, Frank is playing smaller than some of his teammates here. Mount with the basketball. Right corner for Dunker. Under 3 to go. And now Dunker leans, shoots, and scores. He banked it in. There was a little bit of a flop there by the Sterling defender. And Dunker was able to put it in. It's a 20-point lead for Sterling. Now the 3 in the corner, good, and that's Carter Keel again. He's got 6 threes and 18 points in the game. 38-15, Sterling. 2:33 to go. Quick moving first half. Mount on the outside left at the top for Dunker. Dunker with a basketball. Crossover dribble left of the lane. Jump pass right base onto Massey. Bounce pass to Guzman, and his shot is blocked by Frank. And taken away by Christian Rose. Here's the pass to Frank, 2-on-2, and then he stumbles, and then he's fouled. Well, I guess he stumbled into the foot of Marcus Contreras, who committed the foul. And for MC, that's his first foul. Both teams have 4 fouls. And Jason Frank to the line for Sterling, and they'll have a couple of substitutions here momentarily.
Yeah, that didn't look very good. Looked kind of ugly just from the beginning. He wasn't as smooth as the other guys were, so you can definitely tell he's not as comfortable as he needs to be on the court. But, we'll see how he shoots the free throws.
I would say beautifully. That thing hit nothing but string.
Yes.
Man, we'll be working on Friday, February the 3rd, Brush at Frontier Academy, boys, but Resurrection Christian and Sterling that night in Sterling. Would you not want to see that game?
That'd be a great game because this reminds me an awful lot of that same team over there.
2nd free throw is up, and they're doing this on the road, hitting these threes. I mean, one thing is doing it on your home floor, and Resurrection Christian had 14 threes.
Yep.
While Sterling right now has got 7, and 5 of those by Carter Keel. 40-15. Beat-Diggers come the other way. Ryan Dunker on the outside right to Mount. Mount dribbles to his left. Jump pass towards Guzman, right of the lane. Guzman, right baseline, is trapped over there. Back out to Mount. They're just trying to create shots. Marcus Contreras in the lane, and he tried to force it up, and he did it. He was fouled. Boy, I don't know what he did there, but he did enough to draw the contact, and the Beat-Diggers will go to the line for only the 2nd and 3rd times in the game. In the opening half as Colton Shalla commits the miscue.
Well, as he made that cut to the basket to his left, Sterling came out. They weren't settled up, and they just kind of bumped into him, and that's where he got the foul.
And the free throw is good. Well, after this game, it's quite evident, Ron, that it's Sterling, Resurrection Christian, and everybody else in the Patriot League. I mean, the Beat-Diggers could compete with this level of talent a few years ago when they had those state tournament teams. But this is a young team in some respect for Brush. Marcus Contreras makes the 2nd free throw. But more importantly, as you mentioned, you hit the nail on the head on Facebook Live and at the outset of this broadcast, undersized. Unofficially, the Beat-Diggers are getting out-rebounded 15-4.
Yeah, there's
You can't match that. Carter Keel with the basketball on the high left to Riley Schaefer. Schaefer to Rose, a minute 52 to go, first half, 40-17. On the outside right, Keel dribbles by Lopez, pulls up from 10, good. And Carter Keel hits his first 2-pointer of the game. He's got 20. He's outscoring Brush by himself.
Yes, he's a one-man wrecking crew right now.
42-17. The T-Money 3 is good. Trent Mount. I think I heard 5 people clapping. I mean, you got to celebrate every basket here.
Yes.
42-20. Brush down by 22. We got a minute 19 to go in the opening half. Schaefer with the basketball. Swings it at the top for Keel. Gets a pick. Left wing 3. Yes. Carter Keel has now nailed 7 3-pointers. He's got 23. Yeah, we got to find out at halftime who's got the record. And I think it's a state record. I think 13. That 3 in the corner. Good. And that is made by Ben Brown from downtown. Having said that, Ron, Rush has 4 3-pointers in the game, which is, I don't even know if that's their norm. They're a decent outside shooting team. It's just that Sterling is.
Yes.
Sterling's ridiculous.
Yeah,
they've hit 10 3-pointers, 10 in the opening half. 7 of those by Carter Keel, who's got 23. Schaefer in the right corner against Brown, dribbles into the lane. Bounce pass down low to Austin Bornhoff, pulls up from 5, and he makes his first shot attempt. You think this team is deep?
Yeah, Bornhoff's about 6'2", 6'3", and about 235. Big kid, and he shoots the ball well.
47-23, 27 seconds to go. Brown back out to Lopez on the outside left to Mount. Over to Brown, high right to Eli Urick. B-Diggers are going to take the air out of the basketball, so to speak. Dunker to Lopez on the outside left. Dunker crossover dribble. Check that. Lopez in the lane. Back out to Dunker. Dunker with 9 seconds to go. I think the B-Diggers are aware of the time now. Brown with 5. Back out to Dunker. Fakes the 3. Steps in. Backs up. Takes a long 3. It's an air ball. Then Brown has the rebound and time runs out. Brown tried to go back up with it. But nice awareness by the B-Diggers. They certainly knew how much time there was in the clock there.
Yes.
Ben Brown grabs only the 5th rebound for Brush unofficially in the opening half. We are at the break. And the score, Sterling 47, Brush 23. Let us take a 3-minute break. We're back in 3 minutes on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran back at Brush High School with Ron Albo, 47-23 in favor of Sterling as we head to the third quarter. Ron and I are frantically looking for who nailed those 13 3-pointers for Platte Valley about 15, 16 years ago because Carter Keel has 7. Gunnar Guzman just traveled left of the lane out there with Dunker Contreras, Mount, and Austin Perry. The B-Diggers only have 4 turnovers, so it's not like, as Ron mentioned at halftime, that they're playing poorly. They're not. They're just facing a superior team. Now with the basketball, Bodie Hume all the way, lays it up, and he's fouled as he misses. Austin Perry, who had 2 fouls in the early going, commits his 3rd. Ron and I are determined before we leave here to find out. We are determined, Ron. And with Bodie Hume at the line, maybe that'll give us a chance to look it up. The first free throw is in. I'm looking field goals made.
We're talking 3-point.
3-pointers. They're giving me team stuff. I don't want team stuff. Second free throw is in for Bodie Hume. He's got 9. The Tigers lead 49-23. Yeah, that's just. There should be an individual 3-pointer. There was a one man hit those threes. Marcus Contreras with the basketball on the outside right to Dunker. Outside left to Mount. Mount then throws it to Guzman in the lane. Guzman pulls up from 10. Good over Bodie Hume. Gunnar Guzman with a nice shot. He's got 6. 49-25 Sterling. Here's Bodie Hume, left to the lane, left base on all the way, off the glass, and he missed it. But the rebound into the hands of Chris Rose, and he fell down and traveled. So it's only the 4th turnover for Sterling. Yeah, they're giving us a lot of team stats. We need, here we go, individual. That, now we might be able to find something. With the basketball, Guzman back out to Dunker. Dribbles right baseline against Kellogg. He leads. Blocked by Kellogg, but taken by Guzman. Guzman kicks it back out to Austin Perry. Now to Marcus Contreras. On the left wing, here is T-Money, left baseline to Guzman. Guzman inside towards Perry, intercepted by Rose. The B-Diggers commit their 5th turnover. And the other way, here comes Sterling. Bodie Hume on the outside right to Carter Keel in the lane. Jump pass to Rose, right wing to Hume. Pulls up his 3, is no good. Rebound to Rose. And did Rose commit the foul? No, Perry did.
Right.
Yeah, for Perry, that's going to be his 4th. And to throw it in is Christian Rose. There's the lob towards Schaefer, so Perry's on the bench. I think we might have found our man here. Kellogg inside to Rose, and he banks and misses. Gunnar Guzman has the rebound. There's the outlet to Dunker. Dunker on the outside left. Dunker with the basketball into the lane all the way, lays it up and in! Ryan Dunker with a strong move. Yeah, I'm looking at Mitch Elrick here, but I don't remember him as the player.
Yeah, that doesn't sound familiar.
And a shot is missed over there by the Tigers. And Carter Keel, the rebound to Trent Mount. Mount the other way, dribbles left of the lane. Mount, bounce pass to Gunnar Guzman. He banks and scores to the left of the basket. Now the B-Diggers are playing some basketball that has Mike Holloway worried. Timeout Sterling, 5:45 to go. With the score, 49-29.
So Brush has they put together a good little run there, and as far as playing some good disciplined basketball, they were patient in their shots, setting things up, and scoring some points. So this is exactly what they need to do. They've got to get their confidence level back up there so that they know they can set themselves up and know that they can play with these guys. Now, what the result will be at the end, who knows? But they got to put together a good quarter here and a good second half.
All right, Ron, here's your answer. Adam Chaney nailed 13 3-pointers, and that was back in 2003. He held the record for 7 years. It was broken by Trey Siebel of Ignacio in 2010, and then 2 years ago, Braxton Bertle at a Fossil Ridge nailed 16 3-pointers in a game against Western of Nevada. And that's the record. So Adam Chaney on this floor in 2003 nailed 13. So that's a Brush High School record. Or a Brush Digger Dome record. Let's put it this way. The Hume 3 is off to the left. Gunnar Guzman has the rebound. So Adam Chaney, that does sound very familiar.
Yes.
Over to Dunker on the outside left to Trent Mount. He pulls up from 3, and that's off the front of the rim, and Bodie Hume goes high for the rebound. You cannot get over him. Hume dribbles by himself by 2. Left corner to Schaefer. Fakes the 3. Kicks it back out. Here's the Kellogg 3, and that's well short. He's not the three-point shooter on this team.
No.
In fact, he missed it so badly it clanked towards the Sterling bench. B-Digger basketball with 5:13 to go in the third, and Brush is outscoring Sterling in this quarter.
Well, and it's got to be something positive for them. Now they know if they can just get these turnovers and keep working down the court and get some points, get back in this game again.
Mount to Contreras, now to Dunker, just beyond the timeline on the outside right to Mount, right baseline for Guzman against Bodie Hume. Guzman with the basketball, had it knocked away, gets it back, he dribbles, he pulls up, and he scores, and he's fouled. Gunnar Guzman kind of threw it up there with the presence of mind, knowing that he was contacted. He decided just to loft it up there from a few feet away, and he is fouled. And to the line is going to be Gunnar Guzman. Bodie Hume commits the foul. The Guzman free throw is off the back of the rim, and going high for the rebound is Christian Rose. Guzman's got 6 in the quarter. Here is Keel, pulls up, left baseline shot, no good, and Ryan Dunker uses his body to grab the rebound. The outlet to Mount. B-Diggers on an 8-2 run to begin the third. 49-31, 4:39 to go in this quarter. Mount straight away. Retreating towards the timeline on the outside left to Contreras, right-handed dribble. And this is against the starters that Brush is putting together the run. Dunker right of the lane. He banks and he misses. And the ball is tipped around. Kellogg tries to save it in. He was on the end line. And the former Yuma girls basketball coach Ron Wills, one of the officials. Always had some enlightening conversations with him, some fun conversations when he was the coach over there. Here's a Dunker, right corner 3. Yes!
God.
Ryan Dunker was a shooter that time. How about this? Brush to within 15. 49-34. The Schaefer 3 is off the back of the rim, and Ryan Dunker grabs the rebound. B-Diggers trying to inch closer. Dunker at the top, behind his back, into the lane, kicks it back out. Lopez left baseline to Guzman. Guzman fakes, dribbles, pulls up, and he misses off the back of the rim. Good rebound over there by Carter Keel. He's fouled in the backcourt by either Urick or Mount. And let's see, the foul's on T-Money.
I like the matchup with Gunnar Guzman now and Hume. That seems to be, he's settled in now, and I think he's got some confidence that he can hang with him. So far, that's been a good matchup.
Well, I think that's the thing, Ron. Sometimes we've seen when you have a younger team in certain positions like Brush, it takes a while to match up. And I know Bodie Hume, I think, is a junior, but even still, you can tell he's got the basketball experience of like maybe a freshman in college.
Yeah, exactly.
On the outside right, Schaefer bounce pass down low for Hume. Single teamed, and he dribbles by Urich, but he commits the offensive foul. He hooked him. He hooked him with the left arm.
Yeah, he got the basket in his right hand, reached around with his left arm as he pivoted, and the referee was right there to see that.
Both teams with 5 turnovers. I love the way this game's being played with only 10 turnovers apiece, or 5 apiece and 10 total. Here's Ryan Dunker the other way for Brush. 3:27 to go, third quarter. And Brush again on an excellent run to begin the third quarter. Dunker dribbles right of the lane. Bounce pass inside to Guzman. Oh, and he missed it. Might have been intimidated by Hume. And then the foul's committed by Adrian Lopez as grabbing the rebound was Wade Kellogg. There is no doubt that that shot was changed when Hume all of a sudden didn't appear out of nowhere, but you know that Gunnar was trying to throw it up as high as possible. Can you believe Sterling has only scored 2 points in a quarter, Ron? I'm a little bit in shock. I know Brush has played tight defense, but 2 points in almost 5 minutes.
Yeah, this is a team that was red hot in the first half.
Hume bounce pass inside to Rose, tied up by Dunker. Oh! One calls a foul. The other one was going to call a tie-up.
I think that should have been a tie-up. I don't know that should have been a foul. I mean,
Dunker commits his first. Well, you have 2 different angles. That's the whole thing.
True.
And to be honest with you, from here, it appeared to be a tie-up, but we're so far away that we'll leave it up to the officials. 49-34 Sterling. 3 minutes to go. There's the lob into Keel. Back out to Axel Henry into the game. Henry cross-court to Keel. And Keel has not scored in this quarter after scoring 23 in the opener. In the opening half, that is. Straight away, Axel Henry fakes the 3 on the left wing to Keel. Keel turns left corner. Hume puts up the 3, and that's in and out. Adrian Lopez goes high for the B-Digger rebound. That's his second. Brush can make this a 12-point game with a 3. They've nailed 1 in the quarter, 5 in the game. Ryan Dunker spins back out to Lopez. Gets a pick from Dunker on the high left. Cross court, here's Eli Urich, and he is going to be to the bench there with a timeout called by Brush. I was almost thinking, don't call a travel on him. I didn't see a travel, but sometimes you see that hesitation dribble. Brought to you by Greg Mullen at State Farm Insurance, Home Auto, Life, and Health. State Farm Insurance is there for you and your family. Give Greg Mullen a call, 842-4555. Well, what did Tyrone Whipple say after last Tuesday, that it was a win against Estes Park? Seemed like a loss in certain respects. Well, this is definitely a loss in the first half, but the second half, the way they're playing here in the third, and I know that coaches hate moral victories, but when you are inferior talent-wise and you have outscored this team 11-2 in the quarter, man, you got to celebrate that small victory.
Oh, and I'm sure he did. I mean, on that timeout, I know that's in the back of his mind thinking, okay, we've got things going. We're on the right track. Let's just keep it out. Let's keep it going.
Bounce pass to Gunnar Guzman, right baseline. And he turns, he shoots, and he traveled prior to that. He was defended very well by Colton Shalla. The B-Diggers commit only their 6th turnover.
Yep, Shalla wasn't letting him go anywhere.
Oh, he didn't move. His hands were straight up. That's the way you play defense. Sterling the other way. Axel Henry bounce pass on the high right to Keel. Straight away with the basketball. Isaac Harris now to Henry. Jump pass left baseline to Shalla. He leans, he banks, he scores, and he's fouled by Gunnar Guzman. And Sterling leads by 17 with 2:06 to go in the third.
So you got Shallow and Guzman and Shallow down here. This time, Shallow makes the points count.
Man, Gunnar's got his hands full between Hume and Shallow. I think Gunnar's played great here in the third, but you can only defend this team so much, and the free throw is good. 52-34, Sterling. We have 2:02 to go in the third. T-Money with a basketball on the high right to Ryan Dunker. Dunker against Isaac Harris. Gets a pick from Lopez. Maintains the dribble. Swings it right side to Mount. Dribbles by 1. Straight away to Dunker. Fakes the 3. Into the lane. He leans. He hooks it up and in. How did he do that with a right hand? He had to use his left hand to shield off the defender. Dunker has 7 in the quarter, 9 in the game. That was magical. 52-36. Hume in the lane all the way. Banks and scores. Nobody was there for Brush, at least at that point. And Bodie Hume now has 11 in the game, Ron.
Yeah, Hume's doing it once again, just picking up where he left off in the first half.
Here's Trent Mount, right wing three, and it's off the back of the rim, and the ball is knocked out of bounds. Ooh, they're going to call it off of Sterling, even though I thought it was Gunnar Guzman who knocked it away, but hey, the Beat Diggers will take it. And back into the game are Mike Chavez and Wade Kellogg. And Carter Keel checks out. Colton Shala still in there with Isaac Harris and Axel Henry. And to throw it in is Lopez. Bounce pass over to Brown, straight away to Trent Mount on the outside right to Dunker. Dunker gets a pick from Lopez, dribbling right baseline all the way, spinning, turning, shooting, and scoring. Ryan Dunker. He's got 9 in the quarter, 11 in the game, down by 16. We got a minute to go in the third, 54-38. Straight away Harris on the outside. Look at the ball movement. Kellogg over to Shala. Swings it left side to Chavez, right side to Henry. Here's Isaac Harris against T-Money. In the right corner, Mike Chavez on the outside right. Henry dribbles by one all the way. Floats it up and in. Axel Henry has got 5, and Sterling back up by 18.
Well, Sterling got exactly what they wanted. They were screening away and waiting for that open spot, and he took advantage of it.
Here's Adrian Lopez just beyond the timeline for Brush on the high right to Mount, guarded by Kellogg. 27 seconds to go. Hands it off to Dunker. Dunker against Harris. Dunker to his right. Dunker behind the three-point line. Maintains the left-handed dribble with 17 seconds to go. Ryan Dunker gets a pick from Brown. Again, keeps the dribble. Looking up at the clock. Motioning towards Gunnar Guzman, who sets a pick. Left-handed dribble. Back out to Ben Brown. 7 seconds to go. Now to Trent Mount into the lane. Jump pass. Dunker. Left corner. 3. It's off the front of the rim. And the rebound is controlled by Henry. And that's the end of the quarter. But it's a good one for the Beat Diggers. They did draw closer. It is Sterling 56, Brush 38. How about a 1-minute break on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Let's head to the fourth quarter. John Beltran with Ron Albo from Brush High School. The Sterling boys lead Brush 56-38. Here is Wade Kellogg, who double dribbles. Turnover number 6 for Sterling. Well, let's see if the Beat Diggers can do something here offensively, because they were very good in that third quarter. 15-9. They outscored Sterling. Adrian Lopez back out to Ryan Dunker. Dunker at the free throw line. Dunker had it stripped away, and going the other way is Axel Henry. Henry with the basketball. Cross court towards Harris, off his hand. Chased down by Kellogg, straight away to Shala. Shala back out to Harris. Harris into the lane. Bounce pass to Chavez, right baseline, and he commits the offensive foul as he slammed right into Corbin Massey.
Wow, that was physical right in the face for Chavez.
And Adrian Lopez to throw it in. Yeah, Chavez is bleeding. Well, that's not good for Brush.
No.
Because you want Chavez in the game because when he's replaced by Bodie Hume.
Yep. You take out Chavez, you get Hume, and more trouble.
But again, Brush has scored 15 of the 24 points here in the second half. And we have a brief stoppage in play with 7:26 to go. And let's see if we get an update here on the girls' game being played in Sterling on KPMX and KPMX.com. I can't find one yet, but let's see if I can hunt it down. Of course, available on Twitter, so hopefully that. And you know, the Sterling girls team they're pretty unstoppable. Well, the last score we have, it's wow, Brush up 19-18 in the third quarter.
Well, that's good.
Wow, I mean, the Sterling team, they've yet to lose this year.
Yeah, they've controlled pretty much everybody they played. So, you know, kudos to the girls basketball team right now.
And I'm starting to wonder why the delay. I don't think, okay, that's what I was wondering. Looks like AD Scott Hodson about to wipe the blood off the floor in the lane.
Yes.
And that's the reason that they have stopped play here for just about a minute. Wow. Is that all blood out there? I mean, he's wiping off 4, 5, 6 different spots.
Yeah, he got hit underneath in the paint there, and as he worked his way out, before he actually realized if it was bleeding, he had those drops, and that's why he went straight to the bench. And of course, now they're working on that.
All right, so 56-38 gives me a chance to tell you that whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East in Fort Morgan will fit you into the car truck of your choice, serving all of Northeast Colorado. That's Ehrlich Toyota East. Lopez, Dunker, Massey, Guzman, and Brown for Brush. It's Colton Shala, Isaac Harris, Axel Henry, Wade Kellogg, and Bodie Hume for the Tigers. Adrian Lopez for the Bee Diggers on the outside right to Dunker. He gets a pick from Lopez, but now maintains the dribble. Dunker had a big third quarter. Dunker behind the three-point line, dribbles right baseline, double team, swings it at the top for Massey. Massey in the lane, right wing for Dunker. Dunker into the lane. He leans, he puts it up off the glass too strong. Dunker goes for the rebound, but it's wrestled away by Axel Henry. Here is Wade Kellogg. Well, that's definitely a traveling violation. Ball stuck in his hand as he tried to pass it off. And Sterling actually has 8 turnovers to Brush's 7. So again, it's been a pretty clean game tonight, but unfortunately for the Bee Diggers, they had a very slow start. Massey with the basketball, cross court to Dunker. Dunker just beyond the timeline against Kellogg, swings it right side to Lopez. Lopez in the right corner for Dunker, backing in on the defender, now turns towards the basket, bounce pass down low, and the ball is knocked away, taken by Guzman, then kicked out of bounds by Wade Kellogg. And Trent Mount will check in for Ben Brown. And here's Carter Keel. I mean, they held him scoreless in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think what Brush has got to do now, they got to try to open this offense up a little bit. They take some chances on the perimeter, get the ball up in the air, and see what happens.
Lopez to throw it in, gets rid of it to Dunker. Dunker just in front of the scores table against Carter Keel. Swings it right corner for Lopez. Lopez right to the free throw line for Gunnar Guzman. Guzman looking, spinning, back out to Massey. And the Bee Diggers not moving the ball as well. Sterling's defense has something to do with that. Dunker against Keel, gets a pick from Mount. Crossover dribble right of the lane, spinning right baseline, and leaned, and then the ball was knocked out of bounds by Keel. And I'm telling you, Dunker had a very good third quarter with those 9 points, but they're defending him very tightly here in the fourth.
Yeah, he looks really robotic-like as he's dribbling down the court. He's not very smooth at all.
Lopez to Guzman, turns, shoots, and throws up an air ball, and it's taken away there by Carter Keel. Here comes Sterling the other way. Keel, left corner, Henry 3, and that's no good. And Trent Mount away with a rebound for the Bee Diggers. Mount at half court will hand it off to Adrian Lopez over and back. Yep. I mean, that's a good call, even though Lopez was thinking I was over the line, but even still, you're cutting it too close. And if there's a question there, you're not going to get the call of your Brush, or you're going to get the call of your Sterling. 56-38, Austin Perry has barely played in the game. He had 2 fouls early, then 2 fouls when he came right back in, so he's got 4. I bet he's played less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think he's had much time at all.
Neither team has scored in the first 2 minutes and 20 seconds here of the fourth. Carter Keel with the basketball, dribbles to his right, jump pass to Bodie Hume. Hume out to Harris. In the right corner now, it's Shala. Bounce pass inside, was kicked around, loose on the floor, taken by Henry, and he puts it up and in. How did he make that? And that amount of traffic, Sterling leads by 20. And Axel Henry now with 7. 58-38, and then Dunker's pass went off a shoe and taken away by the Tigers. Now they want to run. Here comes Hume over to the left-handed layup, made up and in there by Colton Shala off the glass. He's got 10, and now Sterling leads by 22. They're playing the way they did in the opening half, at least the last 2 possessions. 60-38, 5 minutes to go in the game. Corbin Massey, crossover dribble, lost the basketball. Perry picks it up. Perry back out to Massey in the other right corner. It's Adrian Lopez against Harris. Crossover dribble on the right baseline. Corner for Perry. Back out now to Dunker. Dunker pulls up from 13. It's in and out, and the rebound into the hands of Carter Keel. That's his 4th. And a long pass to Shala Banks, and he missed it. He was too far underneath the basket. Tie-up between Hume and Perry. Mount was also there. Possession arrow. Brush. And we got the first appearance of the game by
Jace Pittman.
Yeah, 6'6" sophomore.
Yeah, so they don't suffer in size.
Man, he's like
he's
like 6th or 7th off the bench based on the number of players they've had in this game.
Yeah,
Adrian Lopez the other way to Dunker. Cross court to T-Money, fakes the three, steps in. 16-footer is off the left side of the rim, and Carter Keel has the rebound. The jump pass to Harris. Here's Axel Henry the other way. Henry lobs it down low for Pittman in the lane. Lost it, but it's taken away by Hume. Hume in the lane. Jump pass towards Pittman, and we've got a whistle, and that's an offensive foul, I believe, on Bodie Hume. It is.
I remember watching Pittman in middle school as he came to Brush to play us from Sterling, and he was just a man amongst all the boys there. And the Brush boys are obviously a whole lot shorter and smaller at that age, but this guy was just amazing. And he embarrassed us. So
Bodie Hume commits his third. Wow. You said they're only 30-some-odd miles away. I mean, I know that geographically.
38. Yep.
They don't grow them that big out here, Ron?
Well, we're on a little bit of a dry spell right now.
All right, 4:02. I mean, it's a matter of luck. I mean, come on. I mean, I'm not actually trying to make an argument for that. I'm talking to myself when I say come on, not to you.
No.
But anyway, timeout brought to you by Greg Mona, State Farm Insurance. 4:02 to go in the game, 60-38 Sterling. And Sterling has scored just 13 points in the half. I mean, Brush has really done a solid 13 points in 12 minutes.
Yeah, not
if
bad.
you'd have had this output in the first half, but you cannot put yourself in a hole and decide to play. Remember, against Resurrection Christian, Brush is down big time at halftime. They scored the first 7 points of the third, so they went on a run there. But, Ron, it's easier to do it against top-notch competition when you built yourself a big hole, because eventually, from a mental standpoint, they will tone it down a bit. I don't think Sterling's really toned it down that much. I think Brush just played better in the second half.
Brush has raised their intensity, which that's a plus. You've got to have that from your team because you know that you're going to be in these situations, so it's definitely a payoff for them.
What's incredible is that Sterling had 10 3-pointers in the opening half and none here in the second. Mount will take the shot, and it's partially blocked by Hume. Here's Axel Henry with the basketball. Henry, no look. Keel fakes a three. Isaac Harris fakes a three straight away. Henry dribbles in. 16-footer. Yes. Axel Henry now with 9. Of course, Ron, your favorite Axel in mine would be Axel Foley,
Axel
Beverly Hills
Foley.
Cop.
I was just thinking of that.
That's when Eddie Murphy used to be funny. Remember when he used to be funny? Yeah. Massey all the way, lays it up and in. Corbin Massey with a move to the hoop. It's to 40 with 3:23 to go. On the outside right, Keel with the basketball. Now to Bodie Hume in the corner. Back to Axel Henry, now to Harris. Here's Carter Keel, who has not scored in the half, and he had 23 in the opening half. And then Keel is bodied up and fouled. 17 foul against the Bee Diggers. That's what will slow the game down here with the penalty situation. Although it's not too bad.
No. We're just looking a little after 8 o'clock, and we got 3 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the fourth. And Bornhoff's back in the game again.
T-Money commits his second foul. Carter Keel will have an opportunity to score for the first time in the second half. He had 7 3-pointers and a deuce. Mount, Dunker, Brown, Lopez, and Contreras for Brush. Free throw, yes. Nice left-handed release.
I know Coach Whipple likes to sub and likes to get other guys in, but I'd like to see him with the last 3 minutes and 12 seconds just kind of settle in on a lineup here. As long as nobody's in foul trouble out there, let these guys play for a while, just see what they can do.
Yeah, Perry, the only one in foul trouble, on the bench. 3:07 to go, 64-40 Sterling. John Beltran with Ron Albo at Brush High School. Dunker at the top of the basketball, dribbles into the lane, then he's fouled on the floor by Carter. Oh, no, he commits the offensive foul.
Well, carry.
Okay, it was a carry. My bad. I made 2 calls that wasn't either one of them was right. For the Bee Diggers, that's only their 10th turnover. The inbounds pass over to Henry. Under 3 minutes to go. Sterling leads by 24. They were up by this many at the break, so we've had the same number of points here in the second half. Pittman inside, had the ball taken away. Here is Trent Mount. Mount into the front court. Mount then lost control, but it's taken away there as Dunker tries to put it up, and he's fouled. I think it was Ben Brown that was able to grab the basketball, and now Ryan Dunker to the line. And the foul was committed by Jason Frank.
We thought that starting lineup was huge. These sub guys here are, they're big guys and they're tall guys. They're physical.
Free throw is in and out. Well, to confirm Ron's point, they've got Austin Bornhoff at 6'2" out there. Jason Frank at 6'5". Jace Pittman at 6'6". Second free throw is in. Ryan Dunker has 12 in the game. And it's 64-41. Here's Henry the other way, left of the lane. Back out to Bornhoft on the outside right to Harris. Dunker guarding Henry closely. Now down low, it's Pittman in the lane. He turns, he hooks, and he scores easily.
Pittman looked like a college basketball player at that time against Brush.
He just posted up 66-41. Dunker at the free throw line. Back out to Lopez. Lopez in the lane, now to T-Money. In the left corner, Ben Brown dribbles to his left, pulls up from 7. That's around and good. It got the rim, it got glass, it went in. Nice shot there by Ben Brown. He created one when there was not much of a gap. And it's 66-43 with 2 minutes to go. Here is Jason Frank into the lane, off the rim, and he missed it. Frank gets the rebound, but there's a foul. That's against the Bead Diggers. That'll be the 18th foul. And Frank to the line with a 1-and-1 with 1:56 to go.
And the last time Frank was at the free throw line, very successful, a nice shot. So if it holds true again, he should be able to sink these.
Trent Mount commits his third. Accidents and illness strike at any time, day and night, when they do. Every second counts. Is a level 3 trauma center. Colorado Plains Medical Center can handle any type of emergency. Colorado Plains Medical Center, the free throw is short. Adrian Lopez grabs the rebound into the lane. Left baseline for Brown, kicks it back out to Mount. Mount pulls up from 12. Yes! Mount to the left side scores. He's got 8. He scored 15 to lead the Bead Diggers in that loss on Friday night, 66-45. Here's Henry the other way. Left-handed layup up and in. Man, he's not a big kid, but he's flashy. He drove to the basket and scored. Henry's got 6 in the quarter, 11 in the game. It's 68-45, a minute 25 to go. The Lopez 3 is around and no good. And Jason Frank grabs the rebound, stolen by T-Money. T-Money leans, shoots, foul by Henry. Nice steal there by Trent Mount. He'll go to the stripe. Axel Henry with his first. I can't get this out of my mind with Axel Henry.
Axel Foley. So you got to wonder what the parents are thinking. Obviously, they got to be a big Beverly Hills Cop fan, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and Eddie Murphy, definitely. And you made a good point about when Eddie Murphy was funny. It's
not
tough
funny
for some of those guys to maintain that for a long time.
No, comedy doesn't age well.
Yeah.
Can you park this in a good spot? Because all this happened last time I parked here. Anyway, 68-46. I don't want to be quoting the movie, but the game's almost over here. A minute 7. Straight away with the basketball is Bornhoft into the lane. Jump pass to Frank, and he puts it up and in.
So smooth. Frank just reaches up in the air. That he's so much more height advantage over everybody else. Just lays it right in.
70-46. Here is Lopez. Lopez all the way. And he was fouled as he drove to the basket. I think Bornhoft might have committed the foul. He got his hand in there. And that is Adrian Lopez to the line with Bornhoft committing his first foul. But, I know Victor Maitland was a respected art dealer, but they finally busted him.
Yes.
And the free throws around and no good. But you notice, that was the last movie Judge Reinhold was a cop. That guy was just not good as a cop.
No,
He's hesitating in the car, although he liked that salmon sandwich that they gave him. That dill salmon sandwich looked good. 70-40. I can't believe I'm doing this here in a high school basketball game. But Axel Henry's got the ball. How about that, Ron? Left baseline, into the lane. It's Pittman. He's triple team, kicks it back out left corner. Harris 3, book it. Ron, can you believe that's their first 3 of the half?
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
70 had 10 in the opening half. 73-47, 29 seconds to go. Here's Ryan Dunker on the left wing. Dunker backs up, 16-foot rainbow. Hits nothing but glass. Rebound to Lopez. He's fouled. Well, we've extended the game a little bit because the Bead Diggers are being pretty aggressive here.
Yeah.
This will be their 7th and 8th free throws of the quarter. Austin Bornhoft with his second.
And I think, did Ben Brown foul out? Did he go out with 5 fouls?
No.
Okay,
Perry had 4. No, Ben Brown has not committed a foul.
Okay, so that's good, which is, they brought in Roberto Martinez to come in and play, which, other than that, the core group's been playing for the last 3 minutes of the game. So.
Yeah, you're right. And they've, they played well in the second half. Second free throw is off to the left and chased down by Martinez in the corner. Bead Diggers will reset. Here's Marcus Contreras to Lopez, 14 seconds to go. Right side to Contreras, and he misses the 3. And the rebound to Bornhoft, and then he's fouled, and really no reason to commit a foul with 8 seconds to go. Adrian's kind of protesting. He might have got all ball, but you just got to lay off at that point.
Yeah, he was chest to chest with them, just battling underneath there.
And Bornhoff to the stripe, and the B-Diggers have done a much better job of rebounding. It's the 19th foul, by the way, against Brush. The Bornhoff free throw is in the air and off the back of the rim. And Pittman grabs and he misses. And then Pittman goes over the back. Jeez.
And that's a mismatch right there. Roberto's definitely no match for Pittman at that time at 6'6", and Roberto's maybe 5'8", and probably 150 pounds if he's lucky, I think.
But you know what? He stayed in there.
Yep.
He stayed in there. Roberto Martinez with a free throw, and that's short. And the rebound is grabbed by Pittman. No foul here, and the B-Diggers are backing off. And that'll be it. And there's the final score. Sterling 73, Brush 47. We'll take a 3-minute break. Ron and I will have a Facebook Live segment, and we'll wrap it up in 3 minutes on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. B-Digger postgame show is brought to you by Mr. D's Ace Home Center with locations to serve you better. 3 of them, Sterling, Brush, and Fort Morgan, your headquarters for your home, farm, and ranch supplies from plumbing to feed. Mr. D's Ace Home Center as the Brush B-Diggers lose tonight to the Sterling Tigers 73-47. It was 24-10 after 1, 47-23 at the break, but then Brush played very well in the third quarter, 15-9. They outscored Sterling, and then Sterling had a 17-9 fourth quarter to win the game by 26. Let's speak with the head coach of the B-Diggers, Tyrone Whipple, and man, we talked about lights out after the Resurrection Christian game with those 14 three-pointers, but 10 three-pointers in the opening half and 7 by the same player in Carter Keel. I had to figure that you defended virtually everybody else pretty well, but that kid was just hot, and he was one player offensively, seemed to be the difference maker before your team really established some momentum, coach, in that third quarter.
Yeah, I think guys did a good job. They just shot well. They came out, and seems like everybody shoots well against us here as of lately. But we're just going to deal with them. Partially coaching. I should have, I had in the game plan to go that defense. I should have went a little sooner to, making adjustments that I made in the third quarter. And maybe if I'd have done that in the second quarter, woulda, shoulda, coulda. Maybe would have done a little better.
Yeah, but I'm sure you had to have concerns about height going in. I know rebounding can be a matter of will and determination, but it helps if you got some trees down low. And Sterling had a lot of size, and, they out-rebounded Brush by a pretty hefty margin. Not that your guys didn't fight, but how are you going to defend Bodie Hume? He is so long and tall and lean, and he knows how to get his body in there. The challenge in there, especially for guys like Guzman and Austin Perry, who got into foul trouble, was enormous tonight.
Yeah, and we got to do a little better. And, at the end, I had to sacrifice height for, scoring. I had to put my, best 5 and 6 offensive players on the floor. And it made a difference, but we did suffer. You give up something, there's going to be another Achilles heel that pops up. So, we just got to keep fighting. I think Sterling's a good team, and we've got to be able to put the ball in the hole too, John. I think we had our chance to put the ball in the hole, and we didn't shoot well.
All right, what did you think about shot selection there in the opening half, knowing that it was going to be tough to get points down low? Maybe the only way you could get them down low was in transition. So if you're doing it in the half-court offense, your team, which did make 4 3-pointers in the opening half, is going to have to do it probably primarily from the outside, which might not be exactly what you want, but when you're limited because of the height down low, it kind of restricts where you can score from on the court.
And that was part of the game plan, John, but then when the ball wasn't falling, I had to tell the guys, we got to go and attack. As you see, we pulled it out wide, and we were attacking. We were swinging it and trying to look for a decent outside shot, and they just weren't falling. And, we've got to be a little more aggressive on the boards, too.
Well, and Sterling played a lot of their first-teamers here in the second half, so how do you feel coming off the loss knowing you're only outscored by 2 points in the second half? And you said it before that, hey, if you lose a game, at least finish strong, and the team finished pretty strong in the second half. A much better 16 minutes to finish the game as opposed to the first 16.
Yeah, and I agree with you, John, and we didn't quit, but you know me, I'm a sore loser. So, I mean, it is what it is, and we just got to go back to the drawing board, and we got to find a way. And we got to find a way to make it work. I think our bigs played a little bit. I think Guzman played a little better tonight, but we've got to get more consistency out of our bigs all around, and we got to be able to put the ball in the hole.
Well, without a doubt. I mean, that's something, by the way, that when University played Sterling this year in Greeley, the game went to overtime, and University held Sterling to 48 points, so they defended them pretty well. So you can look at that result, and just on that result alone, knowing you got a big challenge coming up in 3 nights in Greeley.
Yes, you got a big challenge Friday night, and we got a big challenge Saturday night in Sydney. It doesn't get any easier. So
yeah, that Sydney team just beat Sterling. They split 2 meetings this season, so it's going to be difficult. Tyrone, thanks for coming up. Appreciate it, and go get them on Friday.
All right.
That's Brush head coach Tyrone Whipple as the Bead Diggers lose tonight, 73-47 to the Sterling Tigers here in Brush. Let's run through the scoring totals. 25 points here from Carter Keel. He had 7 3-pointers in the opening half, and again he finished with 25. They had 4 players in double figures. They also got 11 from Bodie Hume. 11 from Bodie Hume. Ron, it seemed like he scored a lot more than 11.
Oh yeah, but when you got that many guys on the court that are scoring points, it's kind of awful. It was kind of hard to keep up with all of them at one time. But they're loaded. This team is a very talented team, and we expect to see them very deep in the tournament. So, like we said earlier, when you're talking about them and you're talking about Resurrection Christian, if we happen to see that matchup, I think it's going to be very exciting. But for Brush coming out here and being able to put things together the second half and not let the game get too far away from it, it's got to be something positive they can look forward to. They just got to find out, who's gonna, what they're gonna do, and who's gonna be the contributing guys, who they can count on week after week. And sometimes the bottom line is you can do all you want, you can prepare all you want, but you're just going to be outmanned because the team is just better than you, and there's no other way to explain it.
And you know this from coaching football and other sports as well. You don't want to lose your identity. Other teams, good teams, can take away your identity, which is something that Brush cannot allow that to happen.
No, they've got to stay with what's got them here. Like Coach Whipple has always said, we're going to do what's got us here. That's what we've got here. We're going to continue on with it, and we're going to hopefully by the end of the season, good things are going to happen for them. So that's all they can do. They can't change things up, and they can't lose what they are.
Axel Henry also scored 11 for Sterling. They got 10 tonight from Colton Shalla, and then 4 points from Jason Frank. 3 in the game from both Isaac Harris and Wade Kellogg, who you got to watch out for that guy. He's been good in recent years, and the Bead Diggers held him down very nicely. 2 apiece for Christian Rose, Austin Bornhoff, and Jace Pittman. As for the Bead Diggers, they got 12 tonight from Ryan Dunker, 10 points from Gunnar Guzman. It was a 9-point performance by Trent Mount, 7 by Adrian Lopez. Ben Brown had 5 in the game, and then 2 apiece from Corbin Massey and Marcus Contreras, both teams. And that was my mistake for not addressing that with Coach, only committing 10 turnovers. So it's not like it was sloppy basketball out there. To be honest with you, Ron, you want the Bead Diggers. We love the Bead Diggers to win, but they didn't play a sloppy game here.
No, and so that's what they're going to do. They're going to look back at the film again. They're going to, reevaluate the game, and they're going to find that was a plus there. And so that not playing sloppy basketball, that's definitely something you got to look forward to. Because normally in a game like this, when you're not up to that talent level, sometimes things do get sloppy, and then all of a sudden the game gets away from you, but Brush didn't allow that to happen.
The Bead Diggers shot 6 out of 13 from the line. That was their Achilles heel in the second half. They were only 3 out of 10, and Sterling went 8 out of 10, 80%. Bead Diggers unofficially out-rebounded 30-15, as Mount and Guzman had 4 apiece for Brush, and Carter Keel and Christian Rose had 5 for Sterling. Sterling improves to 5-0 in the Patriot League, 11-2 overall. Bead Diggers dropped to 2-3 in league play, and they are 8-5 in the season. And as Coach Whipple mentioned, man, they got University in Greeley on Friday night, and Sterling only beat them by 5 in overtime in Greeley. So, Ron, they got to bring their A game again, and they brought their A game for a portion of the third period. You got to go at least 20-some-odd minutes with the A game, not for 8 to 10 to 12 minutes.
No, and we talked about that with the Patriot League, that it's a tough league across the board, so you've got to be ready to play anybody that's on your schedule. It doesn't matter who it is. You've got to be ready to go. We saw that with Estes Park here. Estes Park, a 1-8 team, but Brush played like they were a 1-8 team, and they can't let that happen. They've got to be able to raise their expectations. They've got to play above that, and so they're going to play University. They're going to have to play good. They're going to have to put it all together and let the chips fall where they may fall. So that's what they're looking forward to. They got a couple of days of practice to shore some things up, and hopefully keep everybody healthy, work on some offense again. I know the defense, and as far as, their rebounding goes, they are who they are. They're going to have to just rely on those guys. They're going to have to step up. I hope I'd like to see Austin Perry not get in foul trouble so early
I
because
know.
he's a
And
big body.
big and strong. That
Yeah.
really killed him tonight.
Yeah, it hurt him bad, and so they've got to work on ways to keep him out of foul trouble. Then they've got a chance under the boards.
All right, Ron, B-Digger Player of the Game is brought to you by Cargill, committed to feeding the world in a responsible way by reducing environmental impact and improving products and processes. Learn about Cargill's story of commitment at Cargill.com. The B-Diggers had a couple of notable performances that we mentioned earlier, but in my estimation, the B-Digger Player of the Game is going to be Gunnar Guzman. What he had to handle down low with Hume and with Colton Shala. And he did lead the team in rebounds. He had a 6-point third quarter, second leading scorer for the B-Diggers here with 10. Coach Whipple referred to Guzman's performance tonight that he actually played pretty well. Not that he hasn't played well in the past, but
yes,
this challenge was huge for him. So we'll give Gunnar Guzman the B-Digger Player of the Game, brought to you by Cargill. All right, the B-Diggers and University Bulldogs will play on Friday night, 7 o'clock, right here on 1010, as well as KSIR.com. The sound engineer and producer of Brush B-Digger Basketball has been Julie Garcia. For Ron Albo, who looks better close than I do, I look better further away on Facebook Live. I'm John Beltran. The final score tonight, Sterling 73, Brush 47. You've been listening to the B-Digger post-game show that is on Facebook Live and listening to Brush B-Digger Basketball on 1010 KSIR and on the World Wide Web at KSIR.com.